Good morning, dear students. This is Santosh Jodu, lecturer in biology. First of all, let me extend a warm welcome to you all to SJM Independent PU College. And as it is informed to you, we are going to conduct a short course, namely bridge course. So name itself indicates, and during this course we are going to teach you some essentials of PCMB subjects, which makes you feel so comfortable when we start the PCMB syllabus, that is regular syllabus of your first PU. So with this, I want to tell you that during this bridge course, whatever the classes we are going to conduct, it gives you little exposure that what you are going to study in your first PUC, that is in PCMB subjects. And this course helps you a lot for your better understanding of first year PUC syllabus. And let me start with biology, as you have already studied. So biology is the combination of two words, that is bios and logos. So bios means life and logos means study. So simply speaking, what is biology? Biology is the study of life, and simply I can say it is study of life. But if you ask me a question, sir, what is life? And simply I cannot tell you, and I cannot define what is life in a single sentence or a single line. Not only me, even today, no scientist has defined what is life exactly. So just we can understand what is life, but we cannot define what exactly life in a one line, understand. So once again, how can we understand what is life? So we can understand what is life whenever we compare the living and non-living things. And let me tell you a simplest example, like a beautiful frog sitting on a rock. So when a frog sitting on a rock, and by seeing its color, you are attracted and you are curious, you want to see that frog, you want to have a close view of that frog. Now you start approaching the rock on which the frog is sitting. The time you go very close to the rock and try to catch it, so frog simply jumps away from there, isn't it? But rock cannot. So now you can understand what is the difference between living and non-living. In this example, it is very clear. So who is living in this context? Frog is living and rock is still. So directly I can tell you, the time you tried to catch a frog, frog responded. So what does it mean? Frog has shown response to a stimulus, and this property is called irritability. What is irritability? Response to stimulus. The unique character of living things. Non-living things never possess this character called irritability. So what do you mean by irritability? Irritability is nothing but response to stimulus. Like this, I can tell you many characters which are exhibited only by the living things, and these characters never exhibited by non-living things. So like this, when you compare a non-living thing and living thing, finally you will come to a conclusion. Yes, there is something called life is existing on the planet. So when you go curious about what is life and what are the life processes, you get all the clarity of what is life and what are the life processes, what are the living systems in the subject called biology. So that's why it is the combination of two simple words, that is bios and logos. Bios means life, logos means study. And coming to branches of biology, as we all know, there are two main branches of biology, that is the two main branches of biology are botany and zoology. So actually Botany means plant. So simply speaking, what? Study of plants or scientific study of plants is called botany. Zoon means animal. So scientific study of animals is called zoology, and scientific study of plants is called botany. So with this it is very clear. There are so many other living forms existing on the planet Earth, but the most important type of living organisms present on the planet Earth, as we all know, that is plants and animals. So study of these plants and animals, botany plus zoology, broadly called biology. But these days, due to the advancement in the field of science and technology, due to the advancement in the field of microscopy, and today we know not only plants and animals, today we know that there are many other living organisms, and all these living organisms which cannot be seen with our naked eye, and we call all those microorganisms, or simply otherwise we call them microbes. If you ask me a question, sir, what are microbes? My simple answer is that the living organisms which cannot be seen with our naked eye are called microorganisms, otherwise called microbes. Now today we have special branch in biology which exclusively deals with this microbes, and this branch of biology is called microbiology. So microbiology is the exclusive or scientific study of microbes or microorganisms. What do you mean by microbes? The living organisms which cannot be seen with our naked eye are called microorganisms. Now I can add botany, zoology, and I can add one more branch of biology called microbiology. And let me go further detail. So when I go into further details related to biology, so I must take one more branch of biology, that is called biotechnology. So when I talk about biotechnology, name itself indicates, so in last 20 to 30 years in the field of biology, one emerging branch, that emerging branch of biology which involves advanced techniques of biology, that is called biotechnology. Because of this biotechnology itself, today we are enjoying so many products like, so as we all know, diabetes is the most common problem, and India is the country with highest number of diabetics in the world, and usually diabetes treatment is done by a hormone. What is this hormone? It is insulin hormone, and today in the market insulin is available in the form of pens. We buy it on the name of insulin pens. Just think about it once. From where we getting this much insulin by which we are treating millions of diabetics present throughout the world, and ultimately this insulin is the gift, or insulin is the product of a special branch of biology called biotechnology. And by making use of biotechnology, and also we can use the word genetic engineering. So genetic engineering is the part of biotechnology. With the help of genetic engineering and biotechnology, today we are getting so many useful products and processes which are associated with human welfare, like the products of biotechnology today used in diagnosis of the disease or treatment of the disease, like that. There are various applications of genetic engineering and biotechnology in our everyday life. So now I can add one more branch to biology, that is biotechnology. So till now I have discussed like four main branches: botany, zoology, microbiology, and biotechnology. Like this, if I keep on telling you other important branches in biology, we must not forget cytology, otherwise called cell biology. Okay, so what is cytology or cell biology? If you ask me this question, once again my answer is studying of a cell as structural and functional unit of life. So already you have studied what is a cell. So my definition is cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So who discovered cell? Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke discovered the cell for the first time, and simply I can tell you, without the cell, life cannot exist on the planet Earth. So if there is no structure called cell, you cannot imagine something called life on the planet Earth. So that's why cell is popularly known as what? Structural and functional unit of life, because all the living organisms are made up of units called cells. If you remember, there are some living organisms whose entire body is made up of only one cell. Like if you look into protozoans, you can take the best example, amoeba. Amoeba is an animal. It belongs to phylum Protozoa. But amoeba, its entire body is made up of a single cell. Even we the humans are animals, but our body is made up of billions of cells, isn't it? So based on this, organism can be unicellular or multicellular, but irrespective, every living organism which is present on the planet Earth is ultimately made up of what? Cells only. So that's why cell is popularly called structural and functional unit of life, and scientific study of cell is popularly called cytology, or otherwise called cell biology. So as I am stressing this point, especially what is a cell? Cell is structural and functional unit of life, and I already told you, without cell, life cannot exist, I said. And if you ask me this question, what is that importance of the cell? Why life cannot exist without a cell? For this I have an answer for you. So let me consider a simple cell like this. If you remember, basically cells are of two types, namely what? Prokaryotic and prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Actually, carry on means nucleus, pro means primitive. So the cell with the primitive nucleus is called a prokaryotic cell. In biology, wherever you come across this word, that is U always represents what? True. So the cell with the true nucleus is called eukaryotic cell. If you see this simplest diagram, here I have represented a eukaryotic cell, because every cell has a boundary. This boundary is nothing but we call it a cell membrane, and within this what is present? Cytoplasm. And here you can see a special cell organelle called nucleus. So when you can see an organelle called nucleus, a distinct structure called nucleus inside a cell, such type of cell is called eukaryotic cell. So broadly speaking, if you ask me, sir, what is the main difference between a prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell? So cell without nuclear membrane is called prokaryotic. Whenever cell is having a nuclear membrane, it is called eukaryotic. If you have this membrane only, you can see a distinct structure called nucleus inside a cell. So, in between nuclear membrane and cell membrane, what is present? A fluid is present. What do we call this fluid? Cytoplasm. Okay. So, cytoplasm is popularly called arena of metabolism. So once again we are coming across a word called metabolism. So once again, if you ask me, sir, what is metabolism? Metabolism is the sum total of all the chemical reactions taking place inside a cell. So with this it is very clear, inside a cell, when the cell is alive, what will be happening? An important phenomena called metabolism will be happening. What is the simplest definition for metabolism? metabolism can be better defined as the total of all the chemical reactions taking place inside a cell. So, if you ask me, what is the difference between a living cell and a non-living cell? My answer is like this. Cell with at least minimum metabolism is called a living cell. And when you consider that a cell is dead, inside that cell, no metabolism should take place. So, cell without metabolism is dead. Cell at least with minimum metabolism is living. Where does this metabolism occurs? Answer is cytoplasm. So, with this it is very clear. Inside a cell, if there is no cytoplasm, you can never expect metabolism to take place. So, without metabolism, there will be no life, because cell without metabolism is said to be dead. Cell with metabolism is said to be living. But where the metabolism occurs within the fluid called cytoplasm. That's why cytoplasm is popularly called arena of metabolism. So, like this, when we study a chapter called cell biology or cytology, we are going to understand so many fascinating things about what is a cell, what is the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, and also we distinguish between plant cell and animal cell, and we study every detail of all the cell organelles present inside a cell, isn't it? So, like this, PUC syllabus and biology is going to be very interesting and fascinating, and in your PUC, we are going to discuss all these branches of biology, like chapters cover like that. We have biotechnology, we have genetics, and let me not forget telling you something about genetics. So, once again, what is genetics? Genetics is the branch of biology. It deals with the process of what? Inheritance. Hope you know. What is inheritance? The process of transmission of characters from parents to their offsprings. So, process of transfer or transmission of characters from parents to their children or from parents to their offsprings is studied under the branch of biology called genetics. So, genetics explains you so many fascinating things. Let me tell you simply. Yes, all of us, we got characters from our parents only, but none of us is exactly like our mother or father. We have some similarities related to father, and we have some characters related to mother, but none of us is exactly like our mother or father. If you ask me the question, though we have got characters from our parents only, why we are not exactly like our mother or father? So, we will get the answer for this question when you are studying branch of biology called genetics. So, like this, there are various aspects in biology. We are going to understand, we are going to reveal so many fascinating, so many curious aspects which are involved in the science whenever we talk about, whenever we discuss the subject biology. So, let me repeat. What are the important branches you have to remember? Biology is the combination of what I said, two words. What are the two words? Bios and logos. Bios means life, logos means study. So, simply, what is biology? Biology is the study of life on the planet Earth. Okay. So, what is life? Once again, I already told you, we cannot define what is life. Simply, we can understand what is the difference between living and non-living things. There are very few characters which are unique only for the living organisms, and those characters are not exhibited by non-living organisms. When you compare living and non-living things, you will come to a conclusion. Yes, there is something called life existing on the planet Earth. So, once again, if you ask me, what is the difference between living cell and non-living cell? What I said, the cell with metabolism is called living, and cell without any metabolism is called dead. What do you mean by metabolism? Metabolism is nothing but the total of chemical reactions taking place inside a cell. With this, we should understand, when a cell is alive, inside a cell, thousands of chemical reactions will be taking place. Total of all these chemical reactions is called metabolism. So cell with some or other metabolism is said to be alive or living. Cell without any metabolism is called dead. So all these things we are going to study in branch of biology which is called cytology. It is otherwise called cell biology. And other things what we have discussed today, microbes. What are microbes? Tell me. The living organisms which cannot be seen with naked eye. When you want to take the view of this organism, like if you want to see a bacterium, you can see it only under the microscope. If you want to see a virus, you can see it only under the microscope. You cannot see them with your naked eye. The organisms which cannot be seen with naked eye are called microbes. That scientific study of all the microbes is called microbiology, which is the branch of biology. One more advanced branch of biology is called biotechnology, where we use knowledge of biology to get useful products and processes. In that branch of biology, we apply our knowledge of biology to get what? To get useful processes and products. That branch of biology is called biotechnology. And in cytology, what do we study? We study cell as structural and functional unit of life. Like when you are studying genetics, what's you going to understand? You are going to understand the principles behind the process of inheritance. What do you mean by inheritance? The process of transmission of characters from parents to their offsprings is called inheritance. It is otherwise called heredity. So the principles are the basics behind inheritance we are going to discuss in branch of biology called genetics. So with this, I want to conclude today's class and hope you understood what exactly biology is and in what way biology is related to our everyday life. Like this, when we study our PUC syllabus, we are going to understand so many aspects which are so interesting and curious in this subject biology. Thank you.